Okay, it's good.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real, the only way to be. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real, the only way to be. My channel is about dating, love, relationship, toxic relationship, true crimes, a passion, awareness, and advice channel. And if you have any video requests, feel free to email me. It's in my description and about page. And you can find my email. And tonight is we true crimes. And today's topic is, the first one is, Trifling Wisconsin woman sets husband on fire for wanting a divorce. This chick is insane. So that's the first story. Then I have two other stories after that I'll be getting into. And tonight my co-host is the real Jack Newtown. Are you there, Jack?
I'm here. I'm just doing some checking.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Jack is right here. Hey, Slim. Husband kiss. Oh, I got you up in here, girl. All right. Husband kiss it to you. All right. So I'm going to get into this topic, and then I'm going to read an article. Then I'm going to also play some news clips. So after the article, I'm going to play some news clips, and then I'll get into the chat and be able to greet everyone and go from there. So the people that's watching the replay, please feel free to read the timestamps so it'll help you to navigate through the live stream so you can go to each part to the different crime stories. All right. Crime story number one. We're going to be getting into trifling women. Now, this first trifling woman, let me change it here. Yeah, she's really is a piece of work right here. All right. This one here from Wisconsin. Let me turn this down a notch. This trifling Wisconsin woman sets her husband on fire because he wanted a divorce. Can you believe this? Yeah, she's completely insane. Now, let me show you a picture of her. This is the picture of the woman that set her husband on fire, and this is him in the hospital. Poor man, because she wanted a divorce, because she realized he was, he realized that she was crazy. So I'm going to start off by reading the article. And she did this while he was sleeping. All right. Hey, Nikki. Okay.
Hold on. So she set him on fire.
Set his head on fire.
Because she wanted to divorce him, or he wanted to divorce her?
I'm sorry. He wanted to divorce her.
Okay. I can see why he wanted to divorce her, but it was a little too late for him.
Yeah. He realized that she was crazy. He was married to a crazy woman. So he wanted a divorce. And I guess she couldn't handle that. But I will get into the story, Jack. All right, this trifling woman. Hopefully everybody can hear me clear. And here we go. Wife set sleeping husband on fire after he was talking about marriage and he wanted a divorce. Hours after the woman believed that her husband had poisoned her chicken wings. Poisoned her chicken wings. She set him on fire while he slept, according to the Wisconsin police. The man suffered a tenth of second to third degree burns and told the officers his wife had weird behavior, was the result of the discussion that he had planned to end the marriage, according to the court documents. Maria Smith, that's her name, but we're going to call her Trifling. This trifling woman, 29, was charged with arson of a building and reckless endangering safety and mayhem of domestic abuse. Her husband, Henry Williams, wow, look at him. That's so sad. Henry Williams detailed the events that took place before the wife alleged attack. William, who has been in a relationship with Smith for 8 years, said that he had been walking on eggshells. See, men get abused too, not just women. With his wife for several months, court's document shows. When Williams returned from work to their Milwaukee home on January the 2nd, this trifling woman would not speak to him, the police said. She was constantly walking in circles, with Williams saying that was out of character. She was plotting. She's insane. That's that walking in circles. Your mama probably told you she wasn't normal. Later that night, the two got into an argument. When Williams said that he planned to move out of their home without her, police said Williams had been discussing getting a divorce with Smith, with this trifling woman, for a couple of weeks. And the husband said that his wife's weird behavior increased after he informed her of his decision. William took their three month old to her crib before midnight, and he went to bed between 1 and 1:30 a.m. A few hours later, he awakened to the back of his head on fire, police said. He immediately went into the bedroom of their other child who was sleeping at William's parents' house, and he tried to put out the fire with his bare hands, police said. He then realized that the bedroom, including the mattress, was on fire. The fire was so fierce, so he ran back into the bedroom and grabbed the daughter from her crib into the room and ran out of the front door, ran to his parents' house behind his, police said. William said that he did not realize how badly he was burned until he arrived at the parents' home, and they called 911. He suffered burns his neck and upper chest, ears, back of his head and neck in both hands, as well as blistering on the right side of his face. Damn, you hear that, Jack? Lord have mercy. All right. Smith was the only other person at the home with Williams and the baby. All right. She said most of Williams' accounts of the incident and admitted to the police that she set his head on fire, according to the court records. Smith stated, this trifling woman stated, this morning she started eating chicken wings and thought that Henry poisoned them, police said. See, she's crazy.
In the morning, eating chicken wings. Who
Yes,
eats chicken wings in the morning?
this is
I
what I'm.
thought you eat like pancakes and biscuits and eggs and cereal and oatmeal. You eating chicken wings and Hennessy in the morning?
That's probably why he wanted to get rid of her, because he realized she's crazy. Yeah, chicken wings in the morning. All right, where was I at? Okay, this trifling woman stated she she waited until Henry was asleep and poured some lighter fluid on poured some lighter fluid from the closet in a cup and went where he was when he was sleeping, and she put the lighter fluid on his head and she set it off. During the court hearing Wednesday, a judge ordered her to have, an examination, court's record says. She will remain in custody of Milwaukee County Sheriff Department. A longtime friend of Williams, Denise Wilson, said that she is heartbroken for him, according to the CBS 58. I'm just glad that he was able to get the baby out and he's going to be okay, Wilson said. He's not going to look okay, and he's going to be mentally messed up. It will be a long road to recovery with his burns, but ultimately he'll be okay. Trifling. You got something to say, Jack, before we get to number 2?
Yeah, yeah. It's funny that we hear all these stories about these marriages, and then one of the spouses ends up doing something horrific to the other, and abusive. And this probably is not the first time that he
No.
might have been victim of abuse. This may have been the more extreme version of the abuse.
I agree.
And question is, where is Megan Stallion when you need her? She says protect black people or black women or black men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear from her. I hear thought S word,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't hear any of this political protect our people, love each other narrative. It's strange.
Mm-hmm. This woman she's out of her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna hear the audio that I'm gonna play the little news clip, and the mama gonna say she's wait a minute. Well, we hear the news clip. I believe this is the one with the mama. Or let me not say wrong. Let me not mess you all up. We hear the news clip. Might be mixed up with the other one. But she's out of her mind. And if a person says in a relationship, you're walking around in eggshells, that's number one sign of you are in a domestic violence relationship. No one should not be walking around in eggshells, especially not in your own home. Are you kidding me? No, that just doesn't make any sense. Okay. If I missed anybody, I will greet you when I get there. Let me just play the audio. Okay, Jack. Now we're gonna get into the audio here. So I'm gonna share the screen. Make sure I have the right one. This woman was truly out of her flipping mind. All right, everybody, just give me a second so I can find the audio. So I had it up here. Okay, here we go. Mm-mm-mm. What a shame. Okay, let me pause this and then I'll play it here. Okay, everything I'm playing fair use, educational purpose only. Ready, get set, go.
A woman is facing charges of abuse, endangerment, and damage to her home after allegedly setting her husband's head on fire.
In an exclusive interview, her mother is now opening about the struggles she says she's faced over the last few months trying to get her daughter help. Fox 6's Hannah Jewell joins us live at the Milwaukee Behavioral Health Center in Wauwatosa with what we're learning tonight.
Well, this woman tells me that there's more to her daughter's story than what you may have seen so far, that she's been trying to get her daughter help for her mental illness for months. She even came here 3 months ago to be treated for a suicide attempt, and she believes she was released too soon.
My daughter has been suffering with schizophrenia, bipolar, and severe depression.
Oh my God.
Mother of Tiana D. Smith, Tracy Kidd, says she's tried to get her daughter help for mental illness for the last few months.
She was paranoid. She thought that she was going to be killed, but she snapped out.
The 29-year-old is now charged with arson, domestic abuse, and endangering safety for allegedly pouring lighter fluid on her husband's head, then setting it on fire while he slept.
Yes.
Hold on. Why isn't she not charged with attempted murder?
That's what I was about to say. And endangerment of the children, correct? The children's in the house. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's attempted murder charge.
That's attempted murder. And she endangering the kids that's in the house. Yeah, I agree. Let me resume.
In the couple's home they share with their 2 young daughters on North Carlton Place on Milwaukee's north side. Her husband suffering from 3rd-degree burns.
Her and her husband has been going through problems.
According to a criminal complaint, Smith says she believes her husband was poisoning her chicken wings. Kidd says doctors knew about her daughter's mental health challenges and says in February her daughter was hospitalized at Milwaukee County's Behavioral Health Center in Wauwatosa and released after a traumatic event.
She had attempted suicide. She tried to kill herself. And she was on dialysis, ICU. She was dying. She wasn't ready to come home, but they just discharged her anyway. And she stopped taking her medication. And they should have said, okay, let me take her back to let me recommend that she go back into in-house treatment instead of letting her stay home. Tiana is kind-hearted. She's very giving.
She says her family has been sent threatening messages, asking for grace.
If you have a family member with mental health issues, don't ignore it. Get them some help.
We reached out to the center here for their comment. We have yet to hear back. Reporting live in Wauwatosa, Hannah Jewell, Fox 6 News.
Okay, Hannah, thanks for the update.
Bill D had a good point, is that he still lived in the home with her. I would have gotten the heck out of there ASAP. And I don't mean ASAP Rocky either. This is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten out. I mean, it's not worth. And people can get mad all they want. Oh, you can't leave her. You got to stand by her. Nope. No. You got schizo and bipolar. Nah, I ain't trying to sleep with one eye open. I'm out of here. Audi 5000.
And she probably supposed to take some medication, but she's not.
And I'll get custody of the kid because then I can prove that you crazy.
Mm-hmm. This is really sad. And like you said, why she's not getting attempted murder? Why is nothing about endangering the children? Because there was kids in the house. You see, when he had to grab the kids to get out the house because the fire was getting out.
Well, trust me, Donna. If it was the other way around, they would have called him every name in the book. But the child of God.
Yeah, you're right.
They would have attempted murder, 2nd degree attempted murder, 3rd degree attempted murder. They'll lay it on him.
And I agree with you, Nikki. He probably did. He loved her. He was trying to hang in there, do it to the kids. He wanted to make this this marriage relationship. At one point, I hear that she's married. They married, they not. So I don't know whatever it is. Let's just say relationship. But he wanted to make this relationship work.
How are you gonna stay with the children when he can easily get custody of them because he can prove that he's competent and she's not?
Yeah. And she tried to commit suicide. That's enough right there. Mm-mm. Okay, everyone, we're going to move on to crime story number 2. Okay, tonight is basically focusing on trifling women. So we got another trifling woman here. Let me change the screen. What a shame. Okay. Alrighty. Let me get rid of this picture here. Alright, here goes this other trifling woman right here. Crime story number 2. 28-year-old woman. Ooh, I did a mistake here. This ain't the one we talking about. Crime story. Oh, shoot. Oh, I don't have it up here. Okay, we ain't worried about it. This is crime story number 2 we're going to get into. And this woman right here, she's from NYC. NYC mom charged after throwing 2 kids from the apartment window and then she jumped. So I'm going to read the article, then I'm going to play the news clip. What a shame. All right, now I'm getting to the article. This is the lady right here that we're showing. Let me see if I can show some more pictures of her. Okay. That's her there with the baby. Look at that angel right there. You know how many people out here that's struggling to have kids and they can't have none? And what does she do? I'm going to read about it.
Yeah, they got to go to the fertility clinic and spend 5-digit
not
numbers
cheap. That's
in
not
order
cheap.
to have a child.
Okay, this is where she threw the... Okay, this is going to be a little hard. All right, let's get into this. NYC mom charged after throwing 2 kids from the apartment window, then jumped. New York, a woman threw her 2 children out of a New York City apartment before jumping out herself, authorities said Saturday. All 3 were taken to the area hospital. Let me turn this down. All was taken to the area hospital with the 1-month-old baby listed as critical condition, WNBC reported. Update, 12:35 a.m. Eastern, June 13th. The woman was identified as authorities as Deandra, we're just going to call Trifling, 24-year-old woman. She's 24. She was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of reckless endangerment, and 2 counts of acting in a manner of endangering a child, the television station reported. Original reports the incident occurred at about 11:30 a.m. in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. Brownsville is a very dangerous area of Brooklyn, of New York, according to WPIX. Police said that the woman pushed an air conditioning unit out of the 6th-story unit, then threw the infant and the 2-year-old child out of the 2nd-story window, according to the television station. The 24-year-old woman then leaped naked from the building. Carl Chang, this is the person was across the street, Carl Chang, whose apartment window faces the alley where the children were thrown. At first thought that the incident was an accident. I was sitting in my bedroom and I first heard a baby crying, and then I heard a loud thump, like a body hit the ground, Chen told WNBC. After the mom landed and fell on the floor, she got up and picked up the baby up by the leg and dropped her at least 2 times. You hear this, right? This woman is trifling. You hear this? She jumped over the fence and basically wrestled. He jumped over the fence and basically wrestled with her to get the child. The condition of the toddler and the woman was described as stable. It was not clear what led to the incident, the police said. Y'all hear this? She pushes the air conditioner out the window. She throws her 1-month-old baby out. Then her 2-year-old out the window. Then she jumps and she's butt naked. She's completely out of her mind. Okay, I will play the news clip. Okay, let me get that off. We're gonna share the screen. Excuse me. Ready? Everything I'm playing fair use, educational purpose only.
To begin with breaking news tonight, the mother accused of throwing her children out of a window is now being charged. And tonight, we're hearing from the Good Samaritan who jumped in to rescue the kids. CBS 2's Karen Dillon has new information from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Jessica, neighbors here at this Brownsville apartment building tell me the mother and two children had only lived here a short while before today's horrifying incident. Some have now started this tribute as they pray for the recovery of the two small children, one who has been critically injured. The aftermath of the frightening incident was caught on cell
What
phone
was that?
Medics can be seen tending to two small
What
children.
kind of visual is that?
Their 24-year-old mother, Dejanay Jarrell, tossed them out of the second-floor window.
We heard crying, and then we heard a thump.
Neighbor Carl Chin lives behind the alley of 178 Rockaway Parkway. He says after hearing noises around 11 Saturday morning, he looked outside to see two children, a 4-week-old girl and a 2-year-old boy on the pavement. Jarrell, completely naked, standing on the fire escape above.
She was standing out over the ledge and she just jumped straight down.
Desperate to help, Chin called 911 and barefoot jumped this railing to get to the woman who he says was still hurting the baby.
She gripped the baby tight, so I kind of struggled her to get the baby away from her.
Chin eventually got the baby girl into his own arms. He says Jarrell seemed distraught but grateful.
She even thanked me and told me to take care of her daughter. She was basically tired of being alone and not getting enough sleep.
All three were taken to the hospital. Chin says those final moments he'll never forget.
To see that is horrific, and I just did what any decent person would have done in that situation. I just reacted.
His sister-in-law, Shandy Harrison, who's also there, agrees. They say the mother did not appear to be in her right mind.
She was asking for help. She asked my brother-in-law to take care of the baby. I hope she gets the best help she can. You know, family member try to reach out to her. People are in the surrounding. She needs help.
At last check, police say the 4-week-old girl remains in critical condition. The 2-year-old boy and Jarrell suffered non-life-threatening injuries. As for what led to this incident, that remains under investigation. But
I agree,
say
Patricia.
mental illness may have been a factor. Meanwhile, Jarrell now faces several charges, including 2 counts of attempted murder in the second degree. In Brownsville, Brooklyn, Karen Dillon, CBS 2 News.
I got something to say on that.
Oh,
I got something to say on that one, Donna.
okay.
Because I know people. I know the first thing we want to do is say, yeah, let's hang her, let's throw the rope or whatever.
Mhm.
It was beyond insanity to take children that you have and willing to sacrifice them to Moloch, or attempted to sacrifice them to Moloch, because she's dealing with internal demons. And there's actually more access to mental health facilities, but the problem is that when it's too much for that mental health institution, they kind of cut them loose instead of actually providing them real treatment. And unfortunately, prison is actually the more stable form of treatment, because you're dealing with some more crazy people who are 10 times more dangerous than you are. Because when you get a crazy person, but then you got someone who's 10 times crazy, that crazy person becomes a little bit less crazy, because now they realize they got somebody ready to die in a heartbeat. And I hate to say this, but I think some people may want to wait to have children until they become more stable minded. I don't think mentally ill, schizophrenic, bipolar guys and girls should not be making babies, because you're going to bring them children into the world and they're going to be in danger, extreme danger. And I think like Frug and old school says, they postpartum depression, and that happens. It does happen. But I mean, at the same token, it doesn't negate the fact that you should never take it out on the children. If I get to a point to where I go nuts I'm not going to take anybody with me. I'm just going to kill myself. If you know, to prevent me from harming anybody, I will take myself out before I take somebody out because of my personal issues.
See, Jack, I respect what you're saying. I respect the people they saying in the chat. I just hope I just don't sound bad what I'm saying, everyone. You know, I try to understand this. But I know this postpartum. I haven't personally went through postpartum depression. No, I didn't go through that, right? But I know it's hard for it's hard for women and stuff. But I just really just don't have the sympathy when you start killing the kids. You know, I'm sorry. You know, she pulled out that air conditioner out the window. That's not an easy job to do. She knew the heck what she was doing. It wasn't just like she just snapped.
Yeah, it's like she had demons in her or something.
Yeah,
demons in her soul.
There's more to this. You know, she pulled out that air conditioner shaft. She threw the baby out. She threw the other way. She jumped out there naked. Then she grabbed the baby by the legs. You know, excuse me, everybody. Please don't be mad at me. I'm just voicing my opinion and stuff. Postpartum depression is sad. And I do feel sorry that she was asking for help. And no one was, in her circle to help her. I don't know what's going on with the baby's father. We don't know the whole story. We just know a little bit that we hear here. But when you start killing the kids, I'm sorry. There's other resources you can, give the kids to somebody else. Just kill your damn self. Okay? You ain't taking these kids out. First of all, the kids didn't ask to be born. And if they could have choose some mama, they probably wouldn't have chose your ass anyway. So
yeah, and that's why I feel, and I hate saying this, but I please don't think I'm a eugenicist by far. Or I sound like Margaret Sanger or any of these people, is that some people, I say some people, not everybody, but no matter what race you are, some people do not need to have children until they become a little more stable. Until you become more stable and have a better structure, it's best to hold off on having children. So you won't bring them into a world to where you're losing it and you end up doing something the unspeakable to your children because of your personal issues.
Wow. Yeah, you can't with the children. That's just, it's just too much. When I hear this postpartum, they start killing the kids. I don't know if anybody remember. Let me know in the chat. Years ago, there was this I want to do I'm gonna do a story on her. This woman that was in Texas, and she went out here and killed all 4 of her sons. Waited till the husband went to work. She's had the luxury to be able to stay home to take care of the kids. It wasn't like she had to work full time and take care of the kids. That's a lot to do, but she was home with the kids while he was working. And she knew she had a window of time from the time that her mother-in-law was going to come to the house to help her with the kids. So she had help. Y'all listening? And she drowned every one of those boys. Put them in the bathtub and drowned every one of them. Now, those last 2 kids was probably begging, Mommy, please don't do this. We love you. What did we do wrong? We're so sorry. And you think I got sympathy for her? Hell no, I don't. And another thing too is, and then in the news, everybody was going in on the husband. Well, she was a little bit disturbed. Well, why were you making all those babies with her? Shut the hell up. They married. It takes 2 to make a baby. Don't blame him. It's not his fault that she went out here and killed those kids like that. He was just working and taking care of the family, putting the roof over their head, letting her ass stay home. And she gonna turn around here and kill all 4 of those boys. And then he lost all of those kids. And they're gonna sit there and they're gonna go off on him. I'm sorry.
But the same people weren't there when the same ones who were talking about this and that, then why weren't they there when she needed help the most? Instead of see, this is the problem. We are reactive instead of proactive. We just react to situations.
You remember Patricia, right? You remember in Texas years ago. That was years ago. I forgot her name. You get some weird name. Trifling woman. Sat there and then waited till the husband go home, kiss him off, bye. I love you, babe. And he going to work and don't have a clue. Then she called him up at work. I think she called him up at work and said, I killed the kids. Come on home.
That was intent. That she weren't mentally ill. She was the devil.
But everybody had sympathy for her, Jack. Everybody had sympathy for her and blaming the husband. Are you kidding me?
You know what? They the devil too. And they can burn along with her.
And those boys, he was on what's that man's name? Dr. Oz, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Not too maybe a year or two ago, whatever. He talked about the kids' ages. Those kids would have been like, teenagers and 20s and stuff. He lost all 4 of those boys. All 4. No, I don't have no sympathy. Sorry. It is what it is. Sorry, that's just how I feel. I understand postpartum depression. It's very hard. I mean, I never go through it personally, but I've read about it because I read a lot about it because I thought, when I was pregnant, I was like, well, maybe I'll be one of those people that have it, but I didn't, thank God. You know what I'm saying? But when you start killing these kids, Donna don't have sympathy.
Yeah, you better off jumping off the building and leaving those kids behind for someone to take care of them than to sit there and take them out.
Mm-hmm. That's trifling. That's a straight up trifling. So Patricia remembers that story. Anybody else?
I heard about that story about the woman waited, and then the dude was at work and she whacked all the kids, and then called and say that the kids are dead. That was not mentally ill. I think.
Oh, you remember too? Don't need a man.
Intent. That she's a.
And Jack, listen to this. Think about it. You got 4 kids. To drown them takes time. And you did each kid. You didn't stop after the first kids. Oh my God, what am I doing? Let me stop. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, she kept going. Because she knew she had a window of time. She wanted to make sure these kids was dead and gone before that mother-in-law comes home.
I don't know about him. But if it was me, and I say I have 4 kids, and my wife called and said, honey, I killed the kids, I'll calmly, say, honey, I'm on my way. Not knowing I'm gonna lay her ass down. I'm gonna lay her down the minute I step in that door. She gone. You kill my kids, you gonna be gone. Out of here. I'll do the prison. I don't care. I'll plead insanity. I'm gonna have people behind me. I said, this woman killed my kids. I had to get rid of her.
Yeah, no, I don't have sympathy for that. I'm so sorry. I just don't. So I hope everybody don't think of me, being funny. But Donna,
I think her name's Andrea Yates. Andrea P. Yates.
Yes, you got it. That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some commentary on her. I'm gonna do some commentary. We'll see. And that poor man lost, but he did get remarried and have 1 child with the second wife, but they divorced now. He's just probably all messed up.
Yeah, it ain't the same because he's probably thinking this second wife might do the same thing to his child.
Yeah, never know what it could have did to him. And the second wife was probably like couldn't take it because he was just so paranoid because he lost those 4 kids. Trifling, crazy. Insane. All right, everybody. I got a third story I'm going to throw in here since we got a little time. A third story that that came up on my feed, but I can't seem to find the whole story. It was more to it, but it's very brief. I'm going to read this one here. Whew, boy. All right. This just happened. Okay, about 22 hours ago. A 13-year-old shot his parents. I don't have no pictures or anything or no news clip. I didn't get a chance to pull it up. I'm just reading this here. A 13-year-old shot his parents to stop dad from choking mom in St. Louis. St. Louis, a 13-year-old shot his parents while trying to stop his father from choking his mother overnight in St. Louis Academy neighborhood. Officers with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department.
Oh, he choked his mama.
Right. The father was trying to choke the mother.
Oh.
Let me do it again. It's really short. I'll start again. A 13-year-old shot his parents while trying to stop his father from choking his mother overnight in St. Louis Academy neighborhood. Officers with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department were called to the 5100 block of Page around 1:10 a.m. Wednesday. When the officers arrived, they found a 50-year-old man shot in the lower body, and the mom, I guess the woman, was shot in the torso. And it was another article, but whatever it was, I guess the boy, he had shot a few times, and so he accidentally shot his mother, so the mother ended up getting shot one time. So now he's in juvie. So I wanted to ask everybody, my viewers in here and everybody, what do you think of this? Tell me what you think of this story. You think
why is he in juvie when he's trying to defend his mother?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand.
No.
He was trying to choke her. He was probably tired of seeing his mother being whooped by his father, and he jumped in. Yeah, they did another article. I wish I could find another one, but it said he went to juvie.
There got to be more to this because me personally, if I was a judge, I would have gave him leniency on the basis of that. He was what you call well, he was probably a bad shot. DOD. He probably was a bad shot. He's from St. Louis. I don't know what area, whatever, but
DOD.
I grew up with a gun when I was ever since I was 8. So
the other article said DOD that he shot a few times. So he's 13. He's shaking. He's nervous, and he probably accidentally. That's when he accidentally shot his mother. So sad. He was protecting. And another thing I have to say, well, I don't know the situation because people say leave domestic violence, get out of it. You shouldn't stay. Thank you. Don't need a man. And hugs and kisses to you, girl. They say you gotta get out the relationship. Sometimes it's not that easy to get out. You don't know the situation. But if you can get out, because you see how this affects the kids, and this poor child, 13 years old. That's middle school, right? Yeah, we still in middle school, right? We ain't hit high school, right?
Yeah, yes.
Still in middle school. This 13-year-old kid had to witness this and pull out this gun. He's gonna be traumatized for life. And now he's in juvie with a bunch of kids who are criminals, who shoot people for the fun of it, not to protect nobody, just straight up thugs, low lifes. And now he's in the juvie with them. Mm-hmm. Unless there's more to the story. I just saw this little report came up and I said I just wanted to share it with y'all.
Yeah, it has to be more to the story. It has to be. And they say St. Louis, what district that it came from?
Oh, that's all I have, Jack. That was all what I read. That was it. And there was another article that had a little bit more.
Hold on, St. Louis Academy. Academy neighborhood. That's Sherman Park. That's North St. Louis. That actually that's the second most dangerous neighborhood in St. Louis.
Ooh. Hey, Dom, hugs and kisses.
Interesting.
Yeah, there could be more to the story. But if it did go that course, Jack, and he was protecting his mother, I don't think he needs to be in no juvie.
You're right. Yeah, if it's proven that now he hasn't had a trial yet, so
no, this report just came out. What it said, like 22 hours ago or something.
Yeah. So whatever if the prosecutor or defense can prove that he did it in self-defense for his mother, which he could be protected under the brotherhood law and the Good Samaritan law, in which if someone's in imminent danger, that is your duty to defend them if they're in danger of a perpetrator. Because that also, I don't know Missouri's all their laws, but I think they do have a council doctrine, if I recall. Let me see. I think they do have a council doctrine statute. I think here we go. Missouri law under Missouri REV statute 563.031 provides that reasonable belief.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Go on.
Oh, okay. Missouri law MO REV statute 563.031 provides if you reasonably believe that deadly force is necessary to protect yourself or another one against death, serious physical injury, or any forcible felony, you're justified in doing so from certain occupied locations. And one of those is the home. Yeah. So it deals with, because it permits with property owners to use the amount of force.
Okay.
And it does have a stand your ground law.
Oh, okay. Well, he should be okay, but we don't know.
Like I said, if it's proven that if he
is it because he a teen? So that's why they probably threw him in juvie? If he was like
that's the normal process, is that they put them in juvie, to process them He could come out on his own recognizance or post bail. That depends, or attorney bond. Sometimes an attorney can set up a bond on his behalf of the client to get him out. That all depends on circumstances. I think people need to look into this a little bit more. Hopefully, some people who are so-called famous can look into this and see what's going on here. Because I think if this is proven that he was protecting his mother from an abusive relationship, then I believe that he should be exonerated based on that, and the father should be adhering to charges.
Well said. Well said. Because this kid's gonna be traumatized, boy. And those kids in the juvie they're insane. Well, all kind of form of jail, but those young kids.
Well, I mean, I'm with me, Donna. I'm a little different on that because a lot of these kids come from unusual, extreme circumstances. I give it a prime example of a man who's now famous, who's now a success story. He had a lot of struggle. His name was Mike Tyson, and he went to Sparta juvie in New York, which is probably one of the most dangerous juvenile facilities.
I've heard that one. Yeah, that's yeah.
That which is actually Sparta, the Spartan. I mean, they it's warriors up in there, and he went in there because he robbed somebody, and I believe he got shot in the face with a shotgun, and so Mike grew up tough, hard. His father wasn't around, and his mother did all she could. Mm-hmm. And luckily, Customato saw his talent. He was a big kid for like 13, 14 years old, like he was an adult. He was built like an adult. And they will use him to rob people, to knock them out cold, to harm them. And they saw something in him, and he got in the ring at 15 years old, and 16 professionally. And then, from then on, he still has struggles, but, you just circumstances with these young people. I'll give you an example of a movie called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Charlie.
Never heard of it.
And it's about these two kids, one of them black, one of them Korean. And Mr., his mother, Jennifer Lawrence played the character, had issues with drugs. So did Charlie's mother. Charlie's mother had issues with drugs as well. And they was living by themselves. I think Mr. was like 11 or 12 years old. Charlie was about 8. And Mr., took care of Charlie because Charlie's mother wasn't there. And sometimes Mr.'s mother comes around occasionally when she's off her high. And I think their mother got picked up. I think both their mothers got picked up by the police, and they had to fend for themselves. And they end up going to juvie because they stole something from the store because they was hungry. They didn't have any food, and that's and that kind of shows the system and how it goes with that system, is that you had these two kids that didn't have fathers, didn't have stable mothers. Both mothers on drugs, in and out of jail. Father is probably in prison, God knows where. And the kids have to be forced to become adults. And it's a real heart-wrenching movie. It's called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Charlie. And it kind of gives you a glimpse of how the system works, when it comes to these disadvantaged youth. And so I would say not every juvenile in there is is bad. They just come from unusual circumstances, and then you got those who are bad, who are just really rotten children. Just the devil. They're just plain demon.
Yeah, there's some people just born bad, but I get what you're saying. Some people just things just happen. They can change. It can happen. But there's some people just, oh my God, they was just born Damien's son or whatever, cousin or nephew, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, everybody, I had y'all here way past the time. And real quick, fun question I just want to ask is: everybody watch the verses? Who are y'all rooting for, Trina, or you was rooting for Eve? Real quick, tell me, everybody, before we get off of here. You put with the verses. And Patricia, you didn't talk about the verses, or you gonna talk about it later? Yeah, I was wondering. So let me know in the chat.
I'm a little bit on the fence between the two. I mean, they both good artists. They both kind of set the standard. Eve set the rough, feminine, aggressive, street version of hip hop. Trina came with the more exotic nightclub lifestyle, luxury. I ain't mess with no scrub. I ain't gonna say the other words on here, but that type of, she's probably the one that set the standard, saying you can't get with me if you ain't buy me a Burkini bag. She's probably the first one to have that type of standard. But no, actually, it's Lil Kim.
Okay, we got COD say he going for Eve. All right, let's see what Patricia say. My video got flagged. What? My video got flagged on the last verses I did. YouTube made me mute out 13 songs.
Oh yeah.
Fluey. But you gonna still talk about it, Patricia, on your channel, like what your thoughts and everything. You're pretty good with that. I love it.
Now here's my thing. I like Eve, but does she still have it? Because again, she's been out of the loop for years. Ever since she married that billionaire, I mean, it's just.
I will give her credit, Jack. She was looking beautiful. Trina was looking beautiful too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about lyrically. I ain't talking about the looks.
She looked good in the lyrics. To me, I thought she was still rocking. I was like, yo, she still got it. But a lot of people would say, I was looking at the comment section, it was more for Trina than Eve. But I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never really was too much into Eve music, and I don't know too much about Trina. I think they both beautiful women. That's it. But I never really listened to them, so I couldn't really be the one to say who was better. And
oh yeah, they're both good. They both hot women. But I think Trina still was in those
you gotta
streets.
catch that replay. So you catch those other parts of the story. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay, go on.
Trina still was, in that, still in that hip hop ish thing. And Eve got a billionaire and did on talk shows and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if she still got that bite that she had when she was with Rough Riders and DMX.
Yeah, to me, I think she still was. Yeah, she looked like she still was, Jack. She was still doing her thing. Thanks, Black Knight. But all right, that was just a quick question. I didn't mean to jump off topic, but I just had to ask you all this stuff. All right, we're gonna end this here because it was only supposed to be 40 minutes, but we went on to 50 minutes. You know what I mean? I tried to do these live streams for too long, so I don't want to, hold everybody up and stuff. But also, I want to get into Friday. Yeah, tomorrow Friday, right? Yeah, today Thursday, Friday. Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, I'm having a horror movie night. So anybody's welcome to come. That you're into scary movies, please come. Bring your popcorn, have your cocktails, whatever you want, such and such. Dome, my moderator. Hugs and kisses, he'll be co-hosting. And I also was able to drag Jack to come along too. So Jack is going to be there too. You don't like horror flicks, but he said he'll hang out.
Yeah, so, I'll tolerate it.
Hang in there. 90 minutes.
It's 10 p.m. Eastern time, correct?
Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern is the 80s horror. And horror flick. It's not all that, crazy gore and stuff. So don't worry about it, whatever. But come along if you're interested. If you're not there, I understand. It's not for everybody. Everybody like different type of,
Yeah. Check y'all's time zone.
But D said he loves scary movies. Oh shoot, go D. Sorry. I'm sorry, Jack. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was making sure everyone checked their times, their schedules. If you're in the Eastern time, that's 10 o'clock. If you're in the Atlantic time, that's 11 o'clock p.m. If you're in the Central time, that is 9 o'clock p.m. And if you're in the Mountain time, that's 8 o'clock. And then if you're in the Pacific, that's 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific. And of course, your United Kingdom, I guess that kind of depends on your schedule zone.
All right, so you in Pacific, so it'll be 7 for you. Yeah, I'm stuck. At first, I was gonna do midnight. I had postponed it, but I'm probably gonna be knocked down. I don't want to be out here falling asleep on the live stream, so I just did it for 10. So hopefully y'all can come. You know, it's already scheduled. You see it, hit the reminder so you can know. And if you can't be there to watch it, hey, you can always watch the replay. Okay, so go from there. So hugs and kisses to everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry to keep you all here way past the time because I said 40 minutes. But hey, it is what it is. And Jack, love you and thank you for being my co-host and thank you for being supportive to my channel.
Hey, thank you for tolerating me and everybody else tolerating me. I mean,
We love you, Jack.
It's a miracle for people to tolerate me. You know, I'm not gonna say any names about some of the people on the YouTube. I'm just gonna leave them anonymous. Put it that way.
No, that's just the people that just can't take
especially when what's his name is going to be on Tasha K's at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's tonight, right?
Yeah. Now we don't want to say the other guy's name. We don't want to say that name.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
We don't want to say it here. We won't say it here.
We gotta go.
We don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't want no problems. But I gotta watch that one. So, all right, everybody have this as a blessed night and a safe night. Love you. Don't need a man. Stop telling me I do. Thank you, Patricia. Everybody, hugs and kisses. And see you tomorrow if you can come. And also, I'll have commentary be next week. We'll get into something else. All right, Thursday's my usual regular. I do live streams usually on Thursday, and then the next week I will do another cheaters. But today I want to do this Friday. I want to do horror 80s. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So
we might have to call the ambulance on somebody later on.
Oh gosh, Jack, you something else.
Heart attack. That boy gonna have a heart attack.
Oh my God. Yeah, good night. All right. And good night to you, Lisa, my dear, and all of that good stuff. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right.